Winston Western 500. In the front row, it's Jeff Bodine, the 84 winner, and Ricky Rudd, the 1985 champion. In row 2, it's Rusty Wallace, winner at Watkins Glen earlier this year, and Terry Labonte, twice a winner here at Riverside in the June race. Row 3, there you find Kyle Petty, and alongside is Bill Elliott. For row 4, it's Alan Kowicki and Dale Earnhardt, whose best is second here. Row 5 is Michael Waltrip, and there's Benny Parsons beside him. In row 6, it's a 3-time winner here, Bobby Allison and Spanaway Washington's Derek Cope. Row 7, 3-time West Coast champion Jim Robinson and Harry Gant. In row 8, Bobby Hillen and the 2-time winner of the race, Richard Petty. Row 9 is Sterling Marlin and IMSA road racing champion Herb Hare. Row 10 is Rick Wilson and Roy Smith from Seattle, Washington. Row 11 is Rick Hendrick out of Charlotte, North Carolina with an onboard camera and Dave Marcus. Row 12 is Joe Ruttman and George Fulmer. Row 13, Davey Allison and Morgan Shepard. In row 14, it's Darrell Waltrip and Glenn Stewart. Row 15, Rick McRae and Giacomo Giacomo. Row 16, Tommy Kendall and Herschel McGriff. Row 17, Harry Gallardi and Ernie Urban. Row 18, Bill Schmidt and Chad Little. Row 19, Phil Parsons and Ken Schrader. Row 20, Dale Jarrett and Jimmy Means. Buddy Arrington and Ruby Garcia round out the field as they come out of turn number 9 and get set for a start. Here we are at Riverside. 119 laps to make the distance this afternoon. And braking to the line. In front. The end of turn 1. Who's going to give first as the green comes out for Mr. King? Bodine gets it. Ricky Rudd drops into second. Terry Labonte is in third. Back to fourth, falling one position. On that start is the car of Rusty Wallace. Through the S's for the first time. And you see car number 5 trying to pull away. Getting about 3 car lengths for just a moment. That'll shorten up right here at turn 6. See Earnhardt running in that 5th position. Going in the 6th spot as they begin to get them going. Bill Elliott here for the lead. Ricky Rudd right there in 2nd spot, closes in on car number 5, Bodine, at turn 8. Downhill, negative camber corner. Into that long straightaway. Speed here up to 180 miles per hour. It was in this area where Rolf Stolman and came to some 200 miles an hour, and at the end of this long straightaway, turn number 9, the body on the car came disentangled, and he lost his life here 2 years ago. Most critical part of the track, right here, coming to turn 9. Wide open at better than 180. Hard braking on these 3,500-pound cars. And the Chevrolet of Bodine out in front, drawing away from Ricky Rudd in 2nd spot here in the 1st lap. Meanwhile, a little further back, Earnhardt is trying to get himself around Bill Elliott. At the end of lap number 1 of 119. Big crowd on hand today. We see Bodine first, Rudd second. Back to third comes the Rusty Wallace car, and up to fourth moves Dale Earnhardt.
Earnhardt is flying. He just passed where you're not supposed to, going across the tunnel area. He is really moving.
And he's closing in on Rusty Wallace. There you see Wallace in the 27 car, and directly behind him, the man of the year. 3-time Winston Cup champion, Dale Earnhardt. Won it last year, won it this year, with still a race to go in Atlanta, Georgia. And look at Earnhardt working on Rusty Wallace as he tries to take the spot. Incredible start.
Well, you know, Rusty Wallace and Earnhardt are best friends, but they love to intimidate each other on the racetrack. They love to bump each other. They play around. And I'll guarantee you, they're going to get together and get after each other because there's a big ego battle here.
Car number 3, Dale Earnhardt, who has never won on this track. He's had a couple of second places here. Closes it on Rusty Wallace once again. Here they are in the fastest part of the course. There you see the number 3. Right behind him comes Terry Labonte, a former winner. Then Bill Elliott is next. And big surprise of qualifying, that car of the Wood Brothers. 7 times the Wood Brothers have won on this track. Kyle Petty at the keyboard in car number 7, maintaining a good, steady 6th position now.
Well, Rusty Wallace won at Watkins Glen, and the way he won that race, everyone says, is brakes. He could drive by everyone and drive in deep, and he did that earlier and just drove right by Terry Labonte when Terry Labonte got on the brakes. It'll be interesting to watch, see if his brakes last.
Brakes a critical factor on this racetrack, you may be sure.
They certainly are, and especially going into turn 9. If you don't have the proper brakes there, you get off in the corner, and it screws up the whole lap for you. You can lose a lot of time.
2nd lap complete, and now from the Superflow in-car camera, you're riding with Rick Hendrick, a rookie driver, a man who owns all kinds of car franchises around the country.
Well, Rick Hendricks asked me to tell his kids, Ricky and Lynn, hello for him and not to worry about him. So we're going to take good care of your daddy, and your mom's here. So watch your daddy have a good time.
There's the in-car camera from the Superflow car, and out in front or from the Folgers car with our Superflow in-car camera. Now, watch these two leaders another time. It is Bodine first, Ricky Rudd second, 3-car length differential. The screen down that back straightaway. Wallace is deployed third, and there you see in fourth the blue and yellow car. That is Dale Earnhardt, 11 times a winner this year. As Bodine tries to stretch it out a little bit, gets caught up here in turn number 9. The track record in qualifying for this, of course, is the Tim Richmond mark from 1986 at 118 miles an hour. Bodine in qualifying at a 1:17.934 this season. There you see the interval between 1 and 2. Jeff Bodine, who won this race, as you remember, in the darkness back in 1984. Sparks flying off the car. Bobby Allison looked like he had it won and cut a tire late in the race. Now there's start at 15. And you're inside the Xerox automobile. The Xerox car of Alan Kowicki, who is running in 11th place. Alan Kowicki going to move up through this field. Front at turn 6. The leaders busting through. Definitely trying to close in Earnhardt on the Rusty Wallace car, and Ricky Rudd squares off. It's a Ford Chevrolet battle up in front. Here's that battle in third and fourth. Rusty Wallace there in car number 27, maintaining an excellent pace as the Pontiac leads that Chevrolet into the long back straightaway. In fifth spot is Terry Labonte, 6th is Elliott, 7th is Petty, Kyle, 8th is Benny Parsons, 9th is Mike Waltrip.
Well, Johnny Hayes, as a race fan, loves to watch these two guys get together because they both are very aggressive, and they both know that they're better than the other one, you know, and they're allowed to hit anything, go sideways on anything. But this is macho stuff right here, and I'm sure Buddy Baker loves to see them come. They macho around everybody for Buddy because Buddy, he's not intimidated by those high school boys.
Just kids.
Well, I'm noticing one thing. If they're macho, they better get with it because the front two cars right now are stretching out a pretty good lead over them.
And the front car in particular. Bodine, look at him fly through the S's, just leading that car inside and outside, thrashing. Back to third place, and there goes Earnhardt in the S's. Scoots by.
One of the things that motivates Dale Earnhardt is an opportunity that he will have only a couple of more times here. We're getting down to the end of Riverside's history. He's never won at this racetrack. He wants in his career to win on every track where this series runs. And if he doesn't get with the program, he's only got 2 more shots at doing that. He has come from 8th spot. He is the charger in this field. It's hard to pass at Riverside. He's passing people like, like Dale Earnhardt. He's around Wallace, and he's headed after the leaders now as he has moved into third spot.
And he is definitely closing up on second place. Let's go back to those leaders again and quickly tell you that in 9th is Bobby Allison, while 10th on the track is Michael Waltrip, 11th is Kowicki, and 12th is Harry Gant. Jim Robinson from the West Coast is currently 13th. Notice how lush and green it is out here. Riverside has never looked lovelier. If this is to be its last 500, Mother Nature certainly came forth and gave this track an extra special luster for this weekend. Here's Ricky Rudd's car in second place, and the man of the hour, Earnhardt, is trying to close in on it. You have a Chevrolet in first, a Ford in second, Chevy in third, Pontiac in fourth. There you see the second place car of Ricky Rudd, former winner here, and leans those cars. That 200 pounds looks like it makes a big difference. Let's check the interval between this 15 car and Earnhardt, who is trying to close in on him. Get an opportunity here. See just how much interval. There you see Earnhardt in the number 3. Back there in third. Wallace is in fourth. Labonte fifth. Elliott sixth. Back to turn 6, the turn that took the life of Joe Weatherly back here in 1964. Nasty corner. Here they are, down to turn 8, downhill. And that's really downhill, isn't it, buddy? You can lose it and pitch it right out in the wilderness there.
It's definitely one of the toughest little corners on the whole course. You really use the brakes real hard.